This question, everyone, will separate the wheat from the tares. This question will separate the complacent Christian from the committed disciple. When you understand who Jesus is to you, it will change everything. Let's go back to verse 35, and I want to prove a point. Somebody say perspective. While he yet spake, there came from the ruler of the synagogue's house certain which said, thy daughter is dead. There came certain that said, your daughter is dead. Why are you troubling? Watch this. The master. Somebody say master. Why trouble the master any further? Go to the ESV translation and let's look at something. I want to show you perspective, and I want to challenge how you see Jesus, because we need to answer the question, who is Jesus to you? Jesus was with Jairus to go make a difference, but the situation in their perspective, it was over. And even though they called him master, they didn't mean he's master of the universe. They didn't mean master as he's master over everything. They meant he's just a teacher. They were belittling Jesus like Muslims do. They will acknowledge that he was born. They will acknowledge that he was a prophet, but they want to acknowledge he's God. It's all about who you believe he is. That's why there's denominations. That's why there are religions. It's all about who Jesus is. And these people knew Jairus was coming to get some help for his daughter that, according to scripture, was at the point of death. But they was coming to bring news. She's already dead. And they told Jairus, they said, and let me give it the New Casper translation. Mark 5:35, while Jesus was still talking, he was talking to the woman with issue of blood. Some of the people from the ruler's house, they came and found Jairus and they said, hey, man, sorry to tell you, man, but your daughter, she gone. You might as well go home. Hey, man, our marriage is already over. You might as well sign them papers. Hey, man, you're going to die anyway, so you might as well just do what you want. Go ahead and drink. Don't stop drinking. You done killed your liver. Just don't even try. They said, because in their mind, the worst was here, they came to Jairus and they said she's dead, and then watch their faith. Watch their perspective of who Jesus is. Why are you troubling the teacher any further? If Jesus was just a teacher, you might as well go home. Jesus can't do nothing. Because they didn't understand who Jesus was, they were stopping at the point of our no return. But when you understand who Jesus is, yes, she's dead, but Jesus is here with me. All right? And they called him master, but didn't know it wasn't the Greek word master as teacher, master of the universe. They didn't know that Jesus was in the beginning creating all things. According to scripture, they didn't know that Jesus created mankind, created the earth. That's who Jesus is. They didn't know that he was God. And because of that perspective, everyone, their faith was, it's too late. But the question I want to ask you again, think about your situation. Think about what you're going through and ask yourself, who is Jesus to you? See, teacher, I'm just going to go to church, get me a nice little word, go home and I had my little religious experience. I went and got the word, I'm cool. Or is he able to, in your life, do the impossible? Is he able to be God even over that? That's who Jesus is. But that's who he is to me. That's who Jesus is. But when you're face to face with what you're facing, is that who he is to you? Or does your trouble take more of your faith, more of your belief? I had a situation. My job is extremely difficult. I mean, extremely. And so when I go to my job, I go armed and ready to do like difficult. But I have a saying I borrowed from my father-in-law. He says that ain't no hill for a high stepper. And so when I go to work, I'm a high stepper. That ain't no hill for me. I got these long legs for a reason. I'm about to step over this job. When I show up, it's going to be good because I'm here.